Now we shall see what is the procedure to solve a block diagram reduction problem. That first one is to reduce the blocks which are connected in series. Then second step is to reduce the blocks which are connected in parallel. Then reduce a minor internal feedback loop. Then fourth step is to, as far as possible, try to shift the takeoff point towards right and summing point towards less. And then we have other two rules which you need to use until and unless if all these steps which could not be used, after that only you can use the other two rule, that is rule number 4 and 5. Then the step 5 is to repeat the step from 1 to 4 and obtain in the simplified form, and then using transfer function, standard transfer function of a simple closed loop system, obtain the transfer function C by R, right, for the overall system. Now we shall see what are the rules to be followed while we solve a block diagram reduction problem. That first one we told to reduce the blocks which are connected in series. If the blocks are in series, this is how the block diagram is there. X is the input, Y is the output here. And then we have two blocks, that is G1 and G2 here. Then we obtain this as G1, G2. This is how we can reduce a blocks which are connected in series here. X is the input, Y is the output here, right? If the blocks which are there in series, you can multiply those blocks. Next one is combining the blocks which are in parallel. If the blocks are in parallel here, this is the takeoff point what we have, and this is the summing point what we have here, right? In that you can see X is the input, Y is the output here, and from X there are three blocks. One is G1 which is connected positive, and then next one is G2 which is connected in negative here, and next one is G3 which is connected again in positive here, right? So when the blocks which are in parallel, what do you need to do? You can add all the blocks here because we have a summing point here, so you can add all the blocks here, right? Now whenever you need to add the blocks, you need to keep the signs in mind, right? Now G1 is positive, so I written G1 directly there, and G2 is added as negative here, so I'll write minus G2 here, and G3 is added as positive here, so I'll add again positive G3 here. Then this becomes X as the output here, X as the output here, and X as the input here, Y as output here, right? Next, third one we have here is moving the summing point ahead of block, right? That means towards left. Keep this one in mind, moving the summing towards left here, right? When you want to move the summing point towards left, that means this should be shifted to the other side of the block here, right? That means this should be shifted on the other side of the block here, right? So when you want to shift the summing point towards left, what is the procedure or what will be the formula? We have G as the block, we have the input here, output here, output becomes Z, but this summing point will come here. This summing point 1 will become Y here, and this is the X is the input here, and this is the X is the input here. Now when you shift this summing point towards left, here we have one more summing point, that is Y here, which is before the after the block here, but we have shifted this summing point towards left, so this becomes like this here. This becomes 1 by G. 1 by G. This is how you can reduce or you can move the summing point towards left here. When we move the summing point towards left, this whatever we have in the Y here, this will be added up by 1 by G here. Now we shall move to the next one, moving summing point after the block or towards right. That means I'll be moving this block, this summing point after the block G here. Right. When you move the summing point after G, this equivalent block diagram will be like this. First we have a G here and we have a summing point here. We have the summing point here. Right. Now what happens to the Y here? X we have, Z we have, and Y will be here, but this will be added up by the block, that is G. This will be added up by the block G. This is Y. Right. You see what happens when the summing point is moved after the block, that is moving the summing point after the block here, then moving summing point towards right, then that will be added up by only G. You can see the difference here. When we move the summing point towards left, this is added by 1 by G. When we move the summing point after G, this is added by only G here, not 1 by G. You need to keep this thing in mind. Right. Next, other two we have is moving the takeoff points. First, we shall see what happens if the takeoff point is moved towards left. What happens for the takeoff point which is moved towards left here. Right. So this becomes, first we have the block G and input we have is the X and output we have is the Y. So takeoff point was there in between G and Y. Now the takeoff point is moved in between X and G here. This is the takeoff point what we have. So what happens now? What happens now? Here, this will be added up by only G here. This will be added up by only G here. This is Y and X. This will be added up by only G here. You can see the difference between the takeoff point and the summing point. Here, when we move the summing point towards left, right, summing point is moved towards left. So what happens? It is added up by 1 by G here. It is added up by 1 by G, right? Then when we move this takeoff point towards left, it is added up by only G, right? It is added up by only G here. Our next one is to move the takeoff points towards right. To move the takeoff point towards right. When we move the takeoff point towards right, the block diagram will reduce as like this. We have the input X, we have the output Y, and we have the block which is here. We have here like this. This becomes 1 by G here. Initially, when we move the takeoff point towards left, right, when we move the takeoff point towards left, this becomes only G, but here this becomes 1 by G here. Right. In this, what all you need to remember, first one is the important point is this one, to move the combining the blocks which are in series. This is one of the most important one. Next one is combining the blocks which are in parallel. Next, we need to remember is to move the summing point towards left, right? SOL. Just remember this SOL, summing point, SPL, special. SPL, that is summing point towards left. This becomes 1 by G. Remember this, right? Next one you need to remember is this one here, that is the summing takeoff point towards right, right. This one you need to remember. This is TOR, takeoff point towards right, right. That means this becomes 1 by G. Remember these two, SPL, special and Thor, right? Special and Thor here. You need to remember these 2 points. Special, summing point towards left and takeoff point towards right. Both the case we have 1 by G. Why I am marking these two, that is 3 and 6 as important? See here in the step number 4. As far as possible, try to shift the takeoff point towards right, TOR, and summing point towards left. You need to remember this, TOR and special, SPL. Takeoff point towards right and summing point towards left. Both the case, you need to remember the problem becomes 1 by G itself. Right. Now, we shall move on to the numerical or the problems what we have. This is the question here. Obtain the closed loop transfer function for the system given here. He has given R as the input, C as the output, and we have two blocks, that is G1 and G2 are the plants or the blocks here, and we have one takeoff point which is here. One takeoff point, it is given back to the summing point. Summing point we have both positive here, right, and we have two blocks and one feedback here, right. While looking at this, you can see here, this is the minor loop. This is the minor loop. Sorry, this is not a minor loop. It is the step number 2. That is the blocks which are in parallel, right. First you can see, first step in this procedure here is reduce the blocks which are connected in series, right. What are the blocks which are connected in series here? Just check out. Here we can see in this line, complete line, we have only one block, right. From R to C, we have only one block here. That means there are no blocks which are in series here, right. So we can move on to the second step. Second step is to reduce the blocks which are connected in parallel, right. Reduce the blocks which are connected in parallel here. Parallel, you can say, sir, we have three parallel blocks, G1, G2 and H1, right? No, this is not the case here. Here you can see only G1 and G2 are in parallel here, but here you can see and H1 is the feedback loop. When we want to say blocks which are connected in parallel, right? This is only the case what you can say, it is the blocks which are connected in parallel here, right? Because we have one summing point and one takeoff point. Both are there in between the blocks. Then we can say only then we can say these two blocks are in parallel here. When I take the another case here, complete block we have. When we take a complete block diagram here, you can see 1, 2. There are two summing point and we have 1 and 2 takeoff points, right. So this cannot be a parallel blocks. These cannot be the parallel blocks. Only when we have one summing point and one takeoff point, then only we can say those blocks are in parallel here, right. Now, so we can directly move on to this combining the blocks in parallel. When the blocks are in parallel here, what you can write? You need to add up all the blocks including the sign here, right. Now you can see block number 1 or G1 we have the positive sign and G2 we have the negative sign here. So how can I reduce this one? I'll write this one as, sorry, I'll make a change of the color. G1 is positive and G2 is negative here, right. So this 2 becomes a single block here, right, and input we have the output here, output as C and input as R, but we have the summing point in between that. So I'll write the summing point and input as R here, and for the summing point we have positive sign and we have one more is the feedback loop, that is H1. H1 is the feedback loop here. This is negative and this is one of the takeoff point here. Right. Now, what is the next step? This is first step. What we have done, we have reduced the blocks which are in parallel here. Right. Next step, again go on to the procedure here. First, reduce the blocks which are connected in series. Just check out that. Are any blocks which are in series? No, because we have G1, G2 is one block and H1 is another block. These two are a minor feedback loop. Why? We have the takeoff point and we have the summing point here. But only when we have the one takeoff point before the block and one summing point after the block, then only we can say it is blocks are in parallel here. Right. First we will be having the takeoff point, then we will be having the summing point after the block. But here in this case, we have the summing point first, we have the block next, and we have the takeoff point. Right. That means signal is moving from R to C. So this becomes a minor feedback loop here. This becomes the minor feedback loop. Right. So how to reduce this one? For the minor feedback loop, we have the formula G divided by 1 minus GH. Right. This is what the feedback loop for a positive sign here. Right. But in this case, what we have? In this case, we have is the negative here. In this case, we have is the negative sign. Sorry. In this case, we have positive here. In this case also, we have the positive sign here. So this becomes negative here. G divided by 1 minus GH here. Right. So what I'll do? I'll write here G divided by 1 minus GH for a positive feedback loop here. Now what is G? G is nothing but this block. This is the G block and H is H1 here. This is the H1 here. Right. So what I'll do? I'll reduce this one. G is what? G is G1 minus G2 divided by 1 minus of G1 minus G2 into H1 here. Right. So input is R, output is C. Right. So I'll simplify further this one. G1 minus G2 divided by 1 minus G1 H1 plus G2 H1 here. This is how we have reduced the block diagram here. R is the input and C is the output here. In this question, what he has asked? Obtain the closed loop transfer function for the system. Right. So the closed loop transfer function is C by R. C by R is the transfer function of the system, whatever he has given, that is G1 minus G2 whole divided by 1 minus G1 H1 plus G2 H2 here. This is the transfer function of a given block diagram here.